only 100 questions for our choose the best answer quiz. Okay? So don't worry, this is not going to be graded yet. Just would like to find out if you've understood the discussion. Do not forget your name and answer immediately. So this is the first question, our appetizer question. Why is it that you are seldom sick? I'll write it down. Why is it that you're seldom sick? So I'm going to give you time to answer that question.
He said we should put ourselves into forward. I think he's on his feet as well.
Have infections, not all people have cancer. Okay? So that is very important. Okay, so that's going to be the starting point. Doctor, I feel sick because I don't have time to sleep. That's going to be a problem. What is the remedy if you cannot sleep? What is the remedy if you cannot sleep? Sleep. So go to bed, close your eyes, and you're going to sleep, whether you like it or not. And the best way to sleep really is start reading Robbins. In 3 seconds flat, you're going to sleep. Okay? And that is the reason why we have people who cannot pass general pathology. Because they have more sleep than studying. Okay? So very important to remember. I hope this is quite clear. So I hope that you're going to answer money in the 20% bonus question. Okay? So I have problems with the bonus question. Now, why do you have bonus question? Why do you have bonus question? Higher grade, and most important of all, I will know who are listening. Okay? So that was a good example. Doctor, I'm not going to talk to that patient because that patient is stupid. He will not understand hematopoiesis. Okay? So if you think of all patients as stupid, you won't have any money for your professional fee. So this is going to be our learning objective. Yes, doctor, kindly read.
Differentiate between the innate and adaptive immunity. Immune immunity. Differentiate between humoral mediated and cell mediated immunity. Classify the different cells in the immune response. Classify the tissues of immune system. Discuss the importance of MHC. And explain how the immune response detect the presence of microbes. Discuss the role of cytokines in the immune response. Categorize the functions of the antibodies. Explain the mechanism in the decline of the immune response. Discuss the immune response in dengue fever.
Thank you so much, Dr. Reddy. Now, if you read the book, you notice that there's going to be a huge association with chapters 3 and chapter 6. If your unit exam grade is quite high in chapter 3, there is no reason why you're not going to get a high grade in chapter 6 because these are related. Inflammation. So chapter 6 is going to explain why there is an immune response. Okay? So innate versus adaptive. Innate, it's always there. I'm going to ask you, where will complement fall under? Innate or adaptive? where would the complement system fall under? Innate or adaptive? Okay, when I was a second year student, I also didn't know the correct answer. My answer was it's going to be part of the adaptive, which is not true. This is both innate and adaptive. Okay, so it's going to straddle in between the two. So it's going to be very, very useful. So we'll talk about the function of the immunoglobulin. So kindly remind me, no? So later on I'm going to show you the instruction. Okay? So humoral versus cellular. Humoral is against extra, cellular is against intracellular organism. If you remember this, any organism that I'm going to throw at you, you're going to know what's going to be the response. Virus. So what is going to be the response? Humoral or cell-mediated? Cell-mediated because viruses are intracellular. So don't forget this. No, viruses are always intracellular. They cannot create problems in our body not unless they get inside the cells. So if this is the case, the immune response is going to be cell-mediated. Okay? So, doctor, it's confusing. And that's a good part of GenPath, no? If you're going to be confused, sometimes you will have to go back next year. Okay? So, I hope this is clear. These are basic knowledge about immunity so that we will not forget. So, different cells. Later on, we're going to talk about WBC. Later on, we're going to talk about immunoglobulin. Okay? So, tissue of the immune system, central versus the peripheral. Okay? Major histocompatibility complex. So, this is the genes responsible to tell the cell, oh, you are self, you're not going to be harmed by the immune response. And this is done through the human leukocyte antigen. Human leukocyte antigen. So later on, in terms of our organ transplant, so the patient will have not only to have a blood typing, they also have to have tissue typing, so that the body is not going to reject what is transplanted. So we'll talk about that later. So how do we know if there are pathogens or microbes inside our body? What's going to be the answer? How is this known? So again, kindly remember toll-like receptors. This is the way that the body tries to find out if an intruder, a foreign body has gotten into our cells. So cytokines is a chemical mediator for the inflammatory response. So I'm going to ask you, why did the patient with COVID die? 10 points. So what happens in a cytokine storm? What happens in a cytokine storm? Why will they die? What happens in inflammation? Vascular and cellular response. So the vascular response is going to be a lot of WB soldiers, policemen. They're going to kill all the microorganisms. In the process, even the normal tissues are going to be harmed. There's going to be a lot of plasma leakage. These patients are going to die of hypovolemic shock. So question, what type of shock will this patient die of if there is sepsis? How to explain endotoxic shock or septic shock? How is this explained? Why is there? Did you finish the chapter on fluid hemodynamic changes? So good. So how will you explain if there is sepsis, if there is endotoxic shock? Why did the patient die?
Systemic bacterial infection.
Organ failure. Okay. So erase. So we have problems with our line of thinking. So we'll clarify matters. Inflammation, cellular and vascular response. What is the vascular response? What is the vascular response? Loss of fluid, plasma leakage. So if fluid is lost, there is no effective volume for the blood to go around the body. Without this, you're going to die. The organ failure is related to the ischemia. So decrease in the blood flow, no oxygen, all of these organs are going to die. So it's going to be very big challenge for the doctor in the future. These are your patient. If they go into shock, because you'll have to kill the organism, and in the process you have to support the body, and this is the reason why these patients will require fluid replacement. Okay? So it will not start with the organ failure. It's going to start with something that's going to cause the organ failure. There is no oxygen because the blood volume is depleted because of plasma leakage. Okay? So meaning to say, in dengue fever, because a lot of people are going to sell a lot of things in the online, anything that which has fluid is treatment for dengue. Even water. Because the main pathology in dengue fever is plasma leakage because of the cytokine, because of the inflammatory response, and it is not caused by the virus. It is caused by our response to the virus. Now, why is it that patients with viral hepatitis will become jaundiced? So how do we explain this? Basic patho, patients with jaundice due to viral hepatitis. Why is this happening? What is the laboratory test for jaundice? Bilirubin. Why is the bilirubin increased? Why is the bilirubin increased? Liver damage. What is damaging the liver? What is damaging the liver? Doctor, the virus. Again, that is a wrong concept. It is not the virus, it is our immune response that are destroying infected hepatocytes. So if you tell me that liver damage is caused by the virus, it is not the virus, it is caused now by our immune response that are killing cells infected with viruses. So I hope that you will have a better understanding of the immune response, because most of our answers are wrong. Okay? So take note of that, because that's going to be my essay question. Okay? So cytokines, antibodies, so mechanism in the decline of the immune response. So are we talking of a T cell or B cell immune response, or are we just talking of combination? Okay, so the words really is B cell and T cells are decreased in number. So again, my favorite question, in one word, what is the role of chapter 6? In one word, what is the role of chapter 6? So it's going to be survival. So we know that from chapter 3, the immune response is double-edged. Okay? One is, it's beneficial. It's going to get rid of the pathogens and the cancer cells. The dark side of the equation, it's also going to damage normal tissue, because in inflammation, there's going to be a lot of enzymes that are going to lyse the normal tissue. Okay? So going back to my premise, my introduction, we can look at the diseases based on the underlying situation. Overacting immune response, hypersensitivity reaction, there are 4 of them. In the board exam, there's only one question, and it's going to be type 4. What's going to be your answer if I place type 4 hypersensitivity reaction? Tuberculosis. Okay, so in the board exam, it's just going to be tuberculosis. However, if I tell you that the patient starts sneezing because it's summer, lack of pollen grains in the field, what is now the hypersensitivity reaction? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 1 is allergy. Okay? The patient almost died of blood transfusion reaction. What is now your hypersensitivity reaction? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 2. Okay? Easy to remember is 3 because that is SLE. Okay? So in the unit exam, these are going to be my question. 10 questions for the hypersensitivity reaction, and I've given you the 4 correct answer. 1 allergy, 2, going to talk about transfusion reaction. 3 is going to be SLE, the antigen antibody complex produced. And finally, delayed type of hypersensitivity reaction. So that's going to be my basic understanding of my answers to the question during the final exam and the board examination. Okay? So the last part, so overacting, autoimmune is killing the self. What is the most common cause of the autoimmune disease? What is the underlying pathology autoimmune disease? Loss of tolerance. The healthy soldiers of the body should not kill healthy cells. And this is tolerance. If the tolerance is lost, doctor, I'm quitting medicine because I can no longer stomach the pain of having to take examination, then loss of tolerance, autoimmune disease. And finally, especially for HIV, it's going to be more of decrease. Okay? Overacting, damage to the self, and finally decrease immune response. So question, what is the most common primary immunodeficiency? We know that HIV is the most common secondary immunodeficiency, but what is the most common primary immunodeficiency? What is the most common autoimmune disease? Again, a lot of you are going to get the wrong answer in this question because you did not listen. What is the most common autoimmune disease? Doctor, that is SLE. And that's going to be very, very wrong. What's our answer? Okay, so we'll go to that during our next meeting. Okay. So how is disease spread? Okay. So this is one thing about herd immunity. You know what herd immunity is all about? If every one of us is healthy, our immune response is quite high, the virus, any microbes are not going to affect any other person. And that is what is known as herd immunity. So Filipinos, we have a lot of energy and we have a lot of immunity. For what reason? So you're going to see a lot of Filipinos, no clothes, does not eat. They don't get sick. We are rich doctors. Every now and then we get flu. What's the difference? Exposure. Okay. So if you're exposed to a lot of environmental microbes, most likely our immune response is going to be higher. Okay. And God is wise. The poor people sometimes are healthier than us. You know, the main problem really is because we eat a lot of cholesterol, we will not die of infection, we will not die of other diseases. Why are people dying? Why are Filipinos dying? What's the main cause of death among Filipinos?
Diabetes.
So Dr. Moses mentioned about lifestyle. We eat a lot of cholesterol. So cholesterol equals obesity. Obesity is going to be diabetes. Obesity is atherosclerosis. Patients are going to be hypertensive. Okay? 24% of Filipinos are diabetic and 23% of Filipinos are hypertensive. Okay? So if your practice as a Filipino doctor is to treat this patient with lifestyle diseases, you're going to be rich doctors because a lot of these people will have this problem. Okay? So it has to be stopped, and now we have our immune system to do this. Okay? I hope that you can now differentiate. So tonight, can you tabulate the difference between innate an adaptive immune response, tabulate all the antibodies or immunoglobulin, tabulate all the WBC, and try to find out what is their function. Abscess, what is the WBC that predominates? Abscess, moving exam, neutrophils. Anything that is abscess, acute inflammation, we will not forget these are neutrophils. Okay? So other side of the spectrum, if this is chronic infection, most likely that's going to be the mononuclear leukocytes. Okay? What else do you have to remember? So the difference between the two. So skin, I know that this is going to be innate. Okay? If this is antibody, immunoglobulin A, where will it fall under? Innate or acquired? So if it's antibody, that's going to be humoral response, that's going to be acquired. Okay? So that was the teaser. First question, in one word, what is immunity? How did we define immunity in one word? Survival. Okay? So again, this is important. No? So when we decide on the answer to the question, when I ask the essay question, this is going to be the answer. And I'm not going to doctor protection. Yes, that is true. But everyone decided it's going to be survival. Okay? So survival. Defense, yes, that is true. Okay, that is true. So if your answer is defense and protection, that is true. But we decided on survival, you're going to get 0. Not unless someone raises a point. Dr. Herrera, will you consider defense? And if I say yes, we have now two answers, survival and defense. Okay? And that is the importance of having to listen, because if you listen this morning, the answer is survival. So classic definition of the immune response, defense against infectious agents, microbes, but in reality, this will also include cancer. So this is the way that I understand the immune response. If agents, proteins that should not be inside our body, they're going to be removed. Okay? The same reason, same function of our security card. If you don't have IDs, you're not going to be allowed to get into Maham. Okay, that's going to be the immune response. Acquired and natural, you know this. So another way to remember this is, if it's immune response, I'm going to ask you, what are we talking about? Is this innate or adaptive? What's going to be our answer? Innate or adaptive? It's here, no? So according to the book, it refers to the adaptive immune response. Okay? So everything is written down in the book, easy to remember. But for the adaptive, I have a separate table differentiating one from the other. So the innate things that are going to kill the organisms, okay, so everything is there, including the natural killer cells. So it will not wait for the adaptive response. It's just going to phagocytize anything that should not be there. Okay? So if I tell you dendritic cells, natural or adaptive? Natural or adaptive, dendritic cell? Okay, so it's not going to be part of the adaptive. So all of these are going to be our natural immunity. Our natural immunity. How did we define inflammation? How did we define inflammation, which we have forgotten by this time? Oh, that is one of the easiest way to remember. No? So it's going to be a vascularized response. It's a response by a vascularized tissue to anything that's going to cause damage. So that is inflammation. Good or bad? Double-edged sword, good and bad. So don't forget that, good and bad. Viral defense is going to be both dendritic cells and the natural killer cells. This is the way that they are sniffed out. So there are pathogen-associated molecules, and there are molecules created when there are dead tissues. The immune response is able to sniff all of this out. And the next thing that's going to happen is there's going to be activation of the T cell. What happens if the T cells are activated? What happens when the T cells are activated? Immune response, T cells are activated. More T cells, more B cells. What happens to the B cells? Becomes plasma cell. Plasma cell now are going to produce the antibodies. Okay? Activated B cells become plasma cells. They're now responsible for producing the antibodies. Okay? So there's going to be a lot of lymphocytes, and in the process, all of these inflammatory cells are going to release cytokines. I hope that you know where the cytokines came from, because this is a board question. And this is also going to be my questions. Okay? So there are molecules from the microbes, molecules from dead tissue. These are singled out by the toll-like receptors. So we have points of attachment for all of these molecules. When the molecules now attaches to the receptors, this is going to be the start of activation. Activation, lots and lots of lymphocyte that's going now to create the immune response. Okay? So, endpoint of the immune response really is the cytokines. Okay? So these are the toll-like receptor. A lot of them, easiest to remember, are those that can smell the pathogen and those that can smell the dead tissue. Okay? So number 2, what happens if the foreign body gets inside the human being? So what's your answer? So for 20 points, this is our essay question. What happens if something that should not be there gets inside our body? Okay, so it's going to, yeah, that's true, no? It's going to activate the immune response, and one of the ways it is first, it will have to be recognized that it is foreign, toll-like receptors. So when the toll-like receptors are activated, there's going to be a cascade of stimulation so that more lymphocytes are now going to be manufactured. And you see now the effect of what's going to happen next if something gets inside our body. So what happens is if a foreign body gets inside the body, the immune response is going to be activated so that it's going to be removed. Okay? So you notice that there are certain types of infection that will not require antibiotics. What is a good example of infections that will not require antibiotics? Viral. So do not give antibiotics to persons with viral infection like common cold, coughs and colds, because that's going to be useless. That's going to create a lot of resistance. Your antibiotics are now going to be rendered useless. Okay? So be careful with your antibiotics. We will not be giving this left and right. It's going to be given only for patients with bacterial infection. So, number 3, what are antigens? Antibodies, these are produced by the plasma cell. This is going to get rid of a lot of problems. But what are antigens? Very true, very good, no? Excellent answer. These are foreign proteins that is going to create a lot of antibody response. Okay? So you notice that this is very useful. In what event? Intra or extra? Intra or extra? Cellular? Humoral is extra or intra?
Extra.
Do not forget extra. So even if I'm sleeping, doctor, that is extra. There are only 2 choices, no? If you are confused, then your answer is also going to be confused. Humoral is extra. So that is, doctor, that is HE versus CI. Okay? I don't know what CI. What is CI? Clinical instructor. H is he. Doctor, that is male. That is humoral. That is extra. Okay? So that is number 3. So take a picture. What's going to be my question here? What's going to be my question here? What is the lymphocyte with the highest number? What is the lymphocyte with the highest number? Oh, T lymphocyte is going to be how many percent? Almost 70% versus less than 30% for B cells. And what is the third important lymphocyte? What is the third important lymphocyte? Cytotoxic. Natural killer is innate. Cytotoxic is adaptive. Okay? So now look at the purpose. You know that one is for extra and another one for intercellular organism. What do you mean by naive? What do you mean by naive? Dr. Herrera, I'm not going to lecture because I can study everything on my own and I'm going to pass PATO. And that's going to be very naive. Okay? Medicine is difficult, and it's more difficult if you do not undergo the process. What is the process? What is the process of medicine? So much so that only 16% of first-year medical student gets their license after 5 years. So what's the process? We have this on a regular basis. What is the process? Study exam, pass. Study exam, pass. Study exam, pass. Okay? So basically, if your goal is to pass the subject, in 5 years' time, you're going to get your license. Unfortunately, there are people who are going to try to evade the immune response. They will not undergo the process. They will not attend lecture. They will not submit their reports on time. They will not discuss with their classmates. These are the people who are not going to make it because these people are naive. What do you mean by naive? Doctor stupid. Not really stupid. Doctor moron. Not really moron. What do you mean by naive?
Innocent.
Does not know what's happening to the world. Doctor, I chose Maham because it's easy to become a doctor in Maham. And that is naive. Any medical institution in our country, it's going to be difficult to get your diploma. Okay? Lymphocytes that has not seen the antigen are still naive. However, if they meet the antigen now, they're going to be activated. No? They're going to be excited the same way that you're excited when you fail the unit exam. And Dr. Herrera, I failed the unit exam because of your question. And that is not my problem. If someone tells me, Dr. Herrera, PATO is difficult, how can you say PATO is difficult if someone is getting 90? If someone is getting 100? Okay? Now, I was shocked really when I went to med school because I thought that everyone in med school are intelligent. So when the first examination came out, I was looking at the result. The grade was 25 out of 100. And this person told me, one of my favorite classmates in first year, well, I'm going to pass first year and I'm going to go to second year. With a grade of 25, what is the chance that my best friend is going to second year? Can anyone tell me? What is the chance that my best friend is going to second year? And that was the reason why I just bit my tongue. I don't like to say anything. I would like to hurt his feelings. And then, but yes, you go to second year. What is the probability? The chances is going to second year?
5%.
Zero. Because the passing is 75. No, you're lucky, ma'am. The passing is 70. In a regular medical institution in our country, the passing is always 75. Okay? Dr. Lera, can I have a project so that I can pass GenPath? Okay, so give me a key of carrier. So you're going to pass Gen Pad. Doctor, that is impossible. Oh, so that's also going to be my answer. I don't have the power to fail or pass students. There are 5 of us. If you fail my subject, you can still pass. But if you fail the examination of 4 of us, that's going to be going back to second year. Okay? So that's going to be differentiated, and the effector cells now are going to be quite active. They're going to remove everything that should not be there. One of the best parts of the immune response is memory. So can anyone guess 100 pesos?
What's the question? He hasn't asked yet.
Okay, so for your coffee this morning, question. What was the memory of Dr. Lera of med school? Yes, memory. Yes, Dr. Dublin. What's the question? What is the memory of Dr. Lera in med school? What was my memory of med school?
That people were supposed to be intelligent, but then your best friend only had 25 over 100.
So good answer, but that is the wrong answer. No? So I've forgotten all of those who failed all my classmates who were kicked out of school. Wala na ko idea where they went to. So that's a good answer. Anyone else? What is my memory? I think I told you this. What is my memory? Yes, doctor. 100 pesos.
You use music to cool down.
Almost, no. 1 inch from the correct answer. Almost. Music? Almost. Yes, doctor.
You always study them.
Fake news. Okay? So don't tell my classmate, I really didn't study, no? Because I just studied to pass. I did not study very well. Okay? So I'm not a good model because I studied just to pass. And I passed. That is the main
Doc,
goal of the exercise. Yes, Dr. Moses.
you had hepatitis. You had hepatitis.
That is bad memory, no? So I also forgot that. No? Dr. Lera, you had a girlfriend? Yes, but that is not the best memory. Anyone else? Yes, doctor. Yes. Anyone else would like to guess? So that is the closest. Round of applause. Ano sa'yo mga alam? Justin. So Justin, thank you so much for the answer. So, happiness. I don't think that everyone is going to agree with me, no? In my 5 years of training to become a doctor, up to the PGI-ship, I always had fun. Yes, that is true. I was happy. Okay? And this is the reason why in med school I was miserable. Because I cannot show happiness when everyone else is mad and miserable. Okay? So I really do not know why you're mad, why you're miserable. But my medical education days were happiness because that was my dream. I was living my dream. Nothing can take it away from me. I'm going to become a doctor after 5 years, and that happened. I hope that everyone will have the same experience after 5 years. You're going to have your license, especially for our classmates going back to India. And this is one thing I like about Maham. Students who did well in school, after 5 years, you're going to get your license to practice. Okay? So don't forget that, no? It's all about happiness. Doctor, I'm not happy. So I will not quarrel with you. That is now your opinion. So T cells, we know what's going to happen, no? And there are, again, receptors for the T cell. We know what these are. So T cells are going to have a lot of receptors, so much so that the body, according to this theory, is going to be able to recognize all the antigen that gets inside our body. How does this happen? Then that's still a big controversy, but this can be explained by the genes that can produce the receptor to identify all of these organisms. So about 30%, these are all about immunoglobulin. So question number 4, what is the receptor site for HIV? What in the lymphocytes are going to allow it to get into the lymphocyte? Without which the person is not going to get HIV infection. CD4. So don't forget that. No? That's going to be CD4 plus co-receptor that you will have to review this tonight. No? So the receptor for Epstein-Barr virus, very lucky for them, they easily get into the lymphocyte because of this receptor. Okay? So receptors are the attachment points for all of these microorganisms. Okay, so dendritic cells, they're going to present the antigen to the macrophages and the T lymphocytes. So there's going to be activation. So remember, the lymphocytes will have to be activated so that they're going to have the reactive response, adaptive response, without which no inflammatory reaction. Now for phagocytosis, board question, what are opsonins? Opsonins are the substances that are going to coat the microbes so that they're going to be very palatable for the macrophages. So one is immunoglobulin and the other one is a complement. So what is the function of CDA? What is the function of CDA? C3b is opsonization. So kindly look at the answer to the question. Everything is in the book. Okay? So B cells, antibodies. So helper versus CD8. No? So this is going to be activation. You're going to have a lot of inflammation. And what is the best part? The T cells are going to create a lot of B cells. So cytotoxic, this is going to kill infected cells. What does a natural killer cell do? So kill also infected cells. Okay? So these are the tissues of the body where our immune response cells come from. Where are lymphocytes created? Where are lymphocytes created? Bone marrow, and they mature in where? Thymus. Easy to remember. T thymus. So T thymus. Question. The patient has enlargement of the thymus. There's a tumor. What is the most common tumor of the thymus gland? What is the most common tumor of the thymus gland? Board exam question. Oh, easy to remember. Thymus, thymoma. Okay, it's going to be just thymoma. If there is no thymoma in the choices, most likely that's going to be lymphoma. Okay? So peripheral lymph nodes, especially peripheral lymphoid tissue, especially the lymph nodes. So I'm going to ask you a moving exam. Patient has inflamed, sore, lucide. The patient has enlarged lymph nodes. What is the most common cause? So viral infection, yes, no, but I will just place infection. Okay? So do not forget infection. So if it's specific, that's the best answer, viral infection. Okay? But in the real world, again, I told you before, tell the patient to open their mouth. This is going to be dental caries, and most of the time, this is the reason why these patients have lymphadenopathy. Should you worry if the patient has lymphadenopathy? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. because this is a sign of HIV infection. Yes, because this is also Kissing's disease, infectious mononucleosis. Yes, because this is also monkeypox. Okay, so these are a few of the differentials for reactive lymphadenitis. Okay, so these are the organs that we mentioned, and these are our soldiers and our policemen. So we talked about this. These are the molecules that is going to spray every healthy cells around, and this is going to be labeled yourself, not going to be affected by the immune response. So for class 1, 1 is with 8 and 2 is with 4. Okay? So you need to memorize this formula. 1 is with 8 and 2 is with 4. Okay? So what do we mean by this? The major histocompatibility complex, class 1, that's going to be recognized by CD8. So between CD8 and CD4, which is helper cell, CD8 and CD4, or CD4. Okay? So if that is CD4, I will not forget class 2. Okay? Board exam, human leukocyte antigen. So again, what is the difference? The major histocompatibility complex, these are the genes that are going to create a lot of proteins, and the proteins are going to be the human leukocyte antigen. And if you look at this, these are associated with some form of diseases. Board exam, this always comes out. Ankylosing spondylitis, problem with the spine, and then our answer is B27. I think I always ask this in the unit exam, and that's going to be our answer. Okay? So, class 1, class 2, we know this. So, the T-cell receptor, we know this. And you notice that the antigen is now going to be sandwiched between these two receptors. And the effect now is, because of the antigen-presenting cell, the T-cells are going to be activated. And you now note what's going to happen to these cells. Okay? The CD8 becomes cytotoxic T-cell. It's going to kill the cells that are infected. So this is the messenger. What is the difference between cytokine and interleukin? So if your cytokines are defined, interleukin 1, for the purposes of passing the board exam, there are so many cytokines, but I'm only going to remember interleukin 1, tumor necrosis factor, and interleukin 10. So if I ask you which among these is responsible to stop inflammation, I will not forget interleukin 10. And there is another factor. What's the second factor that's going to stop the inflammatory response? So no one remembers, so we'll forget that. So again, I'm going to remember only two things: tumor necrosis factor, interleukin 1. Patient is weak, patient has fever. That is not caused by the virus, this is caused by the immune response. Why is it that when you're sick, you're going to lie down? Why is it that when you're sick, you're going to lie down? What's causing this? Interleukin. Our cytokines, most likely that's tumor necrosis factor or interleukin 1. What's the benefit of having to sleep when you're sick? What's the benefit of having to sleep when you are sick? Rest, bed rest when you're sick.
Cellular repair.
Prepare. Okay? So when you feel sick, you lie down and sleep. And this is one of the things that a lot of people do not know. Most of us get well in the morning with or without treatment. Okay? But don't tell the patient, because the patient is not going to you. But in reality, this is what is happening. Oh? And the patient now is going to be very happy. You are a good doctor, I feel better now, not knowing that the effect was really from the patient's immune response. Okay? So, colony-stimulating factor, yes, all of these are related to the cytokines. So this is chapter 3, how the lymphocytes are activated, and clonal selection hypothesis. So whether you like it or not, our body are programmed to recognize all the antigen in the world. Okay. Earliest response. So interleukin 2, I'm going to remember the growth factor for lymphocytes. So subset of CD4, interferon gamma. What is the function of interferon gamma? Destruction again of ingested microbes. Okay. Subset of CD4, TH2, then responsible to make the B cells become plasma cells. So remember, how do we remember allergy and parasitism? How do you remember allergy and parasitism? Eosinophil and immunoglobulin E. Okay? So E is parasitism, E is allergy. If I tell you asthma, bronchial asthma, what? Immunoglobulin, E. What? WBC, eosinophil. If the patient has ascariasis, look at the patient and you're now asked by the consultant, sige, intern, take out the ascaris from the lubot of the patient. What will you do? Ascaris is coming out of the anal opening. What are you going to do? The consultant tells you to take it out. What are you going to do, doctors? I'm going to take out my 9mm, doctor. I'm going to shoot the ascaris. I'm not going to. You don't want to handle the ascaris. Doctor, that is frightening. What will you do? If you're an intern and the order is take out the ascaris, what will you do?
Use forceps.
Classmate. And that is the reason why you need to give Jollibee and coffee to your classmate, so that when you are in fourth year, classmate, can you help me? Tabangi ko, there is an ascaris there, can you take it out? Okay? So you're laughing now. Doing the bedside procedure is important. No? Class of 2024, one of them was asked by the resident, I think I told you the story in Soto, do the bedside procedure, and what was the answer of the intern from Aham? No. So what will happen to you if your answer is no? Oh, repeat internship. Okay? I really don't know what happened to that student. No? I really don't know what happened to the student. But I told you before, that's going to be the worst thing that you're going to do in the hospital if you're asked to do the bedside procedure and you will not do it. Okay? So we remember all of those cytokines. So neutrophils. What is the common denominator between neutrophils and monocyte? That's going to be a nice question. I haven't asked this before. No? What's going to be the common denominator? Phagocyte. They're both phagocyte. So meaning to say, if there are bacteria, these are going to be removed because they're going to eat the bacteria, both the neutrophil and the monocyte. When does it become a macrophage? When does it become a macrophage? It gets out of the circulation. The monocyte now is a macrophage. The macrophage that is staying in the tissue, we call them histiocytes. So these are the relationship among these three. They are related. The only difference is where they find them inside the body. Okay? So affinity maturation, if there is any antigen, the antibodies is going to get rid of this and destroy it. Okay? And I think we talked about this. No? So neutralizing is one, opsonization is another, and the best really is direct damage to the tissue. Okay? So if I tell you IgA, what's going to be your answer? Secretions. Okay? If I tell you the immunoglobulin cross the placenta, what's going to be your answer? Why? Small. Okay? So IgM cannot do that because IgM is quite huge. Okay? That's going to be the difference between the two. IgG is chronic, IgM is acute infection. So if I like to find out if the patient has the infection now, I will not request for IgG because that's going to be not really useless, but that's going to be confusing. No? A good example is if you test the antibody against Treponema pallidum, the patient is not sick, but the antibody against Treponema pallidum is going to be forever. Okay? So that's going to be the way to remember all of those things. So the immune response is going to be stopped by the body. How does it do it? After how many days can the neutrophil survive? I think I asked you this before. Medtech, what's the Medtech in the house? We have Medtech. So Dr. C, our consultant Medtech. So I think you answered this question before. How many days? Neutrophils. Acute inflammation, how many days can they stay inside the body? So give me days. If you don't know the answer, always guess. Do not leave the question, the answer to the question blank, because you're going to get 0 for that number. 5 days, 2 to 5 days. So don't forget that, no? You're going to be removed because they have expiry date, and they're going to die after 5 days because of apoptosis. I don't know if I told you this story. No? I have this friend, I used to date her, and I had nothing good to do, so I asked her, can you become my girlfriend? And she agreed, yes. But there's only one, we left to agree on this. After 1 month, without any further explanation, our relationship as boyfriend and girlfriend is going to stop. Good or bad? There is an expiry date for the relationship, good or bad? Good or bad, Glenn? Yes, doctor, good or bad? Why? Distracts, that is good, no? Okay. So, if that is your essay question, I'm going to give you 50 points. You have now 60 points plus 50 points, bonus. Your grade is still 100. Okay? So, I did it because I'm a bad person. Okay? So, I don't have to explain to her, after 1 month, we're going to end up our relationship. After 1 month, she called me up. Abel, I'm breaking up with you. What was my response? What was my response? I forgot. I have a problem with my memory. I've forgotten about the agreement. So I told her, you are a bad person. Okay? You broke my heart, you are a bad person. Okay? Only to find out later that she told me, we had an agreement. And I finally remember. So that is now the time that I said yes. So no need to explain because we have an agreement. Okay? So this is really my problem. If you ask me, Doctor, how many girlfriends did you have? My answer is 0. I told my wife, there are no other girlfriends than you, and she believed me, and I believed my wife. And it worked well for us. No? So, and this is my problem. I don't know how to break up with a person. What is the best breakup line?
Studies first.
It's not you, it's me. So that's going to be, these persons are going to commit suicide. No? So they're going to commit suicide. The best really, guys, remember this, don't forget this. The best breakup line is, I am gay. Okay, so end of the story, no more explanation. I have a new boyfriend. Okay, so although it's manghilad lang na, no? So again, you're going to make the girlfriend less unhappy. Okay, so that is memory. What was my memory of medicine? Happiness. It's always happiness. Okay, so immunization is memory cells. When you're immunized, then you're going to create a lot of antibodies. The antibodies are going to protect you. And there are certain types of antibodies that will make us protected for life. Measles, the chances of getting the infection again is going to be quite low. Hepatitis B infection is going to be quite low. Okay? So the best immunization is getting the disease itself. Because if you are sick with a given pathogen, you have your humoral and cellular response, there's going to be memory. When all of those pathogens come back, the immune response now is going to be greater. Okay? So analogy greater, no? Someone asked money from you. Abel, I'm short on money. Can you just can I borrow 1 peso? I'm going to give him 1 peso. Can I borrow 10,000 pesos? I'm going to run away. Okay? So if someone borrows 10,000 pesos from you, this is your best friend. After 1 week, naasisaan, no? Told you, I'm going to give you back 10,000 pesos. After 1 year, the 10,000 pesos is not still in your pocket. What will you do? What will you do? O barang. So I'm going to, you know what barang is? Witchcraft, no? So I'm going to ask my friend in, I won't say the place, because that's going to be very bad, no? And I'm going to get a hair from you, and later on you're going to have diarrhea. Okay? Again, that is not true, no? So don't be scared, that is not true. That is only one of the ways that Filipinos make our lives happy. Okay? So the next time that he borrows from me, I'm no longer going to give him money. Okay? So if you like to have an enemy, if someone borrows money from you, give money. Okay? So in the Philippines, if someone borrows money from you, it's going to be charity because it's not coming back. I don't know if you have the experience. No? So whatever happens, do not lend money to your classmates. Okay? Classmate, I need tuition fee. That's going to be a big problem. Tuition fee. So memory cells, they're going to remember. No? One thing about our body, we're going to remember things that should not be inside. Okay? So like this, no? What happened to your 100 pesos? I forgot. Okay? So, question, if I tell you immunization, what's going to be your answer? Memory cells, especially the B cells. So meaning to say, when the infectious agents come back, our body now is prepared with an army of immunoglobulin. Okay? So dengue fever, question number 5, I think this is the last. 5 on you, 5? Number 5, no? What is the pathology of dengue fever? I gave you the answer. What is the underlying condition in dengue fever? Oh, so all of those are the wrong answer. It's going to be the immune response that's going to be plasma leakage. Okay? So plasma leakage, all of these patients' problem are now going to be related to the loss of blood volume caused by the immune response. What happens that ends up with plasma leakage? Endothelial damage and opening of the endothelial spaces. So we know this, no? So those are the reasons why these patients are going to lose fluid. That is not good because these patients are going to die. So this is, so question, what is the cause of dengue fever? What is the cause of dengue fever? Oh, virus. So the mosquito is only a vector. Okay? The mosquito is only a vector. So question, you are now an intern inside the hospital, you're looking at the patient with dengue fever, the mosquito bit the patient, and the mosquito is now going to you. What will you do? You know that this patient has dengue fever, bitten by the mosquito now is running towards you. What will you do? Kill, no? So again, kindly remember this, no? When the patient presents with signs of infections due to dengue fever, so tonight Google, no? What are the clinical manifestation of dengue fever? It means that the viremia of this patient is low. So we will not really worry when the patient now is sick because the viruses inside this patient's body are low. Even if they're bitten by the mosquito, the chances that this mosquito is going to take a lot of virus to transfer to you is going to be less. Okay? So there was a stupid plan of DOH that all dengue fever patients should have mosquito net so that the virus are now not going to the next mosquito. So that is useless because the viremia is quite low. So these are the factors. I don't know about India, but the world, 1.2 billion people around the world are susceptible to the dengue virus infection. What is the most common serotype that's causing a lot of problem? 1, 2, 3, or 4? So serotype 2, and some of these are present in Cebu. Okay? So whatever happens, do not get bitten by a mosquito. Okay? Now, we have a problem with dengue fever because medical students would associate dengue fever with death. That is not true. A lot of these people are going to get well with or without treatment. Okay, this is viral infection. Most of the time, this is self-limiting. Okay? I don't know if I told you the story. A pediatrician had a baby. The baby tested positive for dengue fever. Baby, so 3-year-old girl, very beautiful. She told the pediatrician mother, "Mommy, I don't want to die," and she died. Okay, so what's going to happen to the pediatrician? What's going to happen to the pediatrician? So this is one type of worse than failing the examination. One type really of human pain that's going to be quite difficult to explain. A doctor whose kid died of dengue fever. So these patients are not going to die of dengue fever. Most likely they're going to die of the other continuum of the disease, especially if it becomes a dengue hemorrhagic fever, thrombocytopenia, and the worst really is if the patient goes into dengue shock syndrome. Okay? So dengue shock syndrome, what is the cause? Virus, I'm going to give you 2 zeros. So what is the cause? Cytokine. Okay? So really worry about cytokine in COVID. I'm going to really worry about cytokine in the complicated type of dengue infection. Okay? So these are the phases of the infection. Okay? So you'll not really understand what dengue is all about, not unless you see one dying of dengue fever. This is DIC. So tonight, kindly Google how DIC would come about in a patient who has severe infection or sepsis. Okay? So you notice that in the battle inside our body against the virus, there's going to be a lot of cytokines. And you notice that the cytokines now are responsible for all the problems with this patient, especially thrombocytopenia. What is the treatment for thrombocytopenia? What is the treatment for thrombocytopenia? Transfusion of platelets. Okay? And when you go to pediatrics, they're going to tell you how to compute how many bags of platelet concentrate will have to be given to this patient given a low amount of platelet. And one of the worst things that could happen, these patients are going to die of septic shock. Okay? So this is vital to remember. The patient was bitten by a non-rabid dog. What is the chance that the patient is going to get rabies? 0. Okay? And you notice that most of your classmates are going to answer 100%. Okay? Why did the patient die? Bitten by the non-rabid dog. Why did the patient die? Rabies. No? So that is again the wrong answer. So the answer to that question is always anything but rabies. So rabies is not going to be transmitted by a dog that is non-rabid. Basic premise in microbiology, infectious diseases, without exposure, there is no infection. Without exposure, there is no infection. I told you before, so do not make a diagnosis of malaria. Patient has fever, anemia, most likely the patient has malaria. So we're going to have a big problem if you cannot establish that the patient was exposed to the mosquito. Okay? So be very careful with your diagnosis. Dr. Lara, my diagnosis is dengue fever. I'm going to ask you, how many days of fever, doctor? 1 month. So that is not dengue because dengue is 2 to 5 days fever. What is your diagnosis? Doctor, my diagnosis is typhoid fever. How many days was the patient febrile? 2 days. So that's not going to be typhoid fever because typhoid fever is more than a month's fever. So basing on the onset of fever, you can easily differentiate one from the other. I hope that you will not commit the mistake usually committed by first-year medical student. So the patient was bitten by a rabid dog. What is the chance that the patient is going to die? The patient was bitten by a rabid dog. What is the chance that these patients are going to die? We do not know. Okay? So we do not know how much virus went to the brain. But what we know is that when the virus enters the brain, you're going to have a dead patient. And I'm really surprised if I ask medical student, God is going to give you 2 billion pesos or $2 billion. But you're going to have one disease. And what's going to be your disease? And the answer is always anything but HIV. Okay? What about rabies? Yes, I'm happy with rabies. 100% mortality. In a month's time, the patient is there. And a month is really a long time. Most of the time, they're going to die within a week's time. So say, ano, you have $2 billion. What can you do with $2 billion if your life is only good for 1 week? Okay? So HIV is better because if you have, the patient is taking ARV, the patient is going to live based on his expected lifespan. What is the expected lifespan for Filipinos?
65 years.
69 for males and 73 for females. Okay? So what will you do? What will we give the patient? Was bitten by a rabid dog?
Anti-rabies.
Immunize. Okay? So what type of immunity are you going to give this patient of yours? Natural active, natural passive, artificial active, artificial passive. What are you going to give? So active, no? Artificial active. But we need to have the immunoglobulin. So where will the immunoglobulin come from? Oh, we will buy. So we need to say that these patients will have to be given both immunization and immunoglobulin. If the patient is exposed to a hepatitis B infection and the patient now is symptomatic, your active immunization is going to be useless because now the patient is infected, but these patients will benefit from the immunoglobulin. Okay? And that is the way that these individuals are going to be treated. What about HIV? What is our vaccine for HIV? What is our vaccine for HIV? So there's going to be a big problem because the virus is very smart. We cannot create a vaccine against the virus. Now, if I tell you there is immunization against dengue fever, but the efficacy is only 56%, is it useful or not useful? 50% effective. Is it useful or not useful? So it's useful, no? Even if only half of the population are going to be protected, at least half are not going to get the infection. Okay? So this is now going to be the first portion of the program. Okay? So later on, divide yourself into groups of 5 or less. For the gentleman, your topic is WBC. Tabulate the different WBC on one side. Next column, their function. For the ladies, 5 or less. Immunoglobulin. How many immunoglobulins do you know? Ladies, 5. Guys, how many WBC do you know? So this is now the contest. So if you have more than your classmate, your grade is going to be higher than your classmate. Okay? So we do this after the hypersensitivity reaction. Okay? So any question? What questions do you have about the basic immunology? After which we're going to the yes.
Non-rabid dog, I didn't understand. Non-rabid dog infecting human. I didn't get that. Why is the non-rabid dog infecting the man? Non-rabid dog bite.
That is a good question, no? So don't worry, in the Philippines, all the dogs are going to bite you. Okay? So why is it that the dogs are biting Filipinos? Oh, non-rabid will not cause. So tonight, kindly Google what in the saliva of these dogs and cats are going to be transmitted to human beings. So I'm not going to worry about the rabies. I'm going to worry about the bacteria that can be transmitted to animal bite. Okay? So there is a bacteria, and that is the reason why you should have your prophylaxis against the viral infection. Okay? So later on, when you go to fourth year, you will have a community service program, and this is going to be 1 month, no? So when we rotated in the community, we were lucky because we don't have any observer, no? I don't know what happened to the consultant, but for 1 month, we don't have any consultant. We ran the barangay health center on our own, and we were happy because we were giving medications left and right, okay? As if we were real doctors, okay? So for those of you going to the community, make certain that you're wearing double jeans, rubber shoes, okay? So I was bitten twice by a dog. Luckily for me, I had my double jeans and I had my rubber shoes. So the fang of the biting animal didn't get into my skin. That's one, no? So every time that you go into the community and there is a dog, what will you do?
Get away.
What will you do?
I won't see the dog. I'll just walk.
That is the best thing to do, no? Just walk, and the dog is going to bite you. Okay? And remember this, no? A dog that is not provoked and the dog beat you, that is not good because that is a sign of rabies. Unprovoked, okay? Not unless you kick the dog and the dog bite you, then that is provoked, okay? But if you just pass the dog and the dog just beat you so that the dog can taste you, then that is not good. That could be rabies. Okay? The best really is do not run. The dog will run after you. The best really is when you see the dog, turn around and find another path to your place that you want to go to. Okay? So whatever happens, I don't want to see a dog, especially in SM. So many dogs in SM. I will not go near the dog in SM. A doctor deserves immunized, well and good. So if you are bitten by an immunized dog against rabies, most likely you're going to be protected. So you need to ask why do you need to ask the owner of the dog? Is your dog immunized? Why do you need to ask the owner?
Safety.
Safety, if the owner tells you it's not immunized, then you can punch the owner, okay? So, baos. No? So, don't do that when you go to jail, okay? So, whatever happens, so this is infectious disease. If there is no exposure, there is no infection. What about STI? What is the risk that a single exposure to a infected person, sex worker, that the STI is going to be transmitted to your patient? Okay. So if it's gonorrhea, that's going to be 20%. If that's a syphilis, 30%. What about HIV? What is the chance that the patient is going to get HIV? Single exposure? Oh, very small. Unless the patient is in AIDS, so much viral load, and the sex was done without condom, the chances now is going to be quite high. But for asymptomatic patients with HIV, the risk is going to be quite low. Okay. What about early infected HIV person? What is going to be the viral load of early infected person? High or low? Very high. So there are, if you follow up these patients, there are going to be two elevation, acute infection, lots and lots of the viruses. If the patient's immune response is now going to get lower and lower because of the damage to the CD4, viral load is going to get high. So 2 times in the life of this patient with HIV infection, early infection and AIDS stage of infection, the viral load is going to be quite high. And there's going to be a higher chance for the patient to get the infection. Especially among the important body fluids, number 1 is blood, semen, vaginal secretion, and finally milk. Okay, so do not remember that it can be transmitted from mother to child. So this is really important so that you will have an idea whether or not these patients are going to get the infection. So what is the best way to find out? What is the best way to find out? Oh, testing. So testing is very important. You cannot identify a patient with HIV infection not unless these patients are tested. Even if there is an exposure and the patient presents with signs and symptoms of HIV. So do not tell the patient, oh, I'm quite sure 100% that you have HIV. 1, you are gay. 2nd, you have multiple partners. You don't use condom. You're now sick. So that's going to be dangerous. For all you know, this patient is free from HIV. So it's quite difficult really to say without the test. So what does a positive test mean? Patient is tested for HIV, all the risk factors is present. The patient now tested positive for HIV. What does it mean? How to explain this to the patient? You're going to hell because you are a bad person. How to explain this to the patient? Doctor, I cannot explain to the patient because this patient is HIV positive. Most likely he has HIV dementia. He's stupid. So, like the stupid answer of your classmate. So, how do you explain this? Okay, so counseling is important. In our country, you cannot test without counseling. Okay? So do not tell the patient you need to be tested now, whether you like it or not, because I'm going to kick you if you don't have your blood tested. So without counseling, these patients should not be tested. Without consent, these patients should not be tested. And there was a stupid nurse. He was looking at the neighbor, HIV positive, and she went to his best friend, Medtech, and then, can I get the blood of this neighbor of mine and kindly test it? Tested positive. So what is the implication now? The blood from a person with risk factors tested positive. What is now the implication? Is it good or bad? That is bad because it was done without the consent. You're going to jail. So don't do that. No? Doctors, we will not collect blood for these patients to test for HIV, not unless the patient consented. Okay? So we're going to have a 5-minute break before we finish our discussion. Still have time. No? So kindly pass your answers. 6 all in all, 6. Appetizer. Do not forget the appetizer. Don't forget the appetizer, survival.
The factory. The factory. Group, right? So, ano ni? Amin na pama. No. Pama, please now. Pama.
Iba na nagsugod. Sa kaya nga sa lang. Kaan ka? Sa mali. Sige.
Breaks, wala lang yung gagawin po sa gabi. Ay, gabi.
Go, go. Wala po pangalan ng suot. Kita lang paano ang pangalan.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Have you done this?
You have to do this?
Yeah,
This is
Have you done this? Have you done this?
Yeah, she told me.
Balik ka? Bago. Parang mo. Okay, parang medyo 230 pa man. Ha?
Uy, taka lang po siya. Uy.
Ang 230.
Ang formal na.
Meron yung extra.
Ay, katong
Ang 30.
thesis.
Let's go na.
Ano yun? Iwaton?
Look. Brits, is this yours? This yours?